Just check that they're on. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Troy Hardy with the Auckland Rugby League. Welcome aboard. Rugby League fans, big clash today here at Walker Park as the Point Chevalier Pirates are hosting the Glenora Bears coming across town. Glenora with a little bit of work to do today, and Point Chevalier coming off the back of a pretty good strong win last week against the Otahu Leopards. So they'll be looking to keep that momentum going. And very shortly, Corey Ross is going to join us with the two head coaches from both teams. We'll get a little bit of an insight on how the squads are going. So don't go too far away. Not long after that, I get to sit with the chairman of the Point Chevalier Pirates Club, Carl Gribble, and we'll find out what's happening here in Pirate Town. Be right back real soon.
Joining me, BJ Hewitt, head coach of the Glenora Bears. Well, BJ, back to winning ways last week. No doubt a sense of relief there. Talk me through last week's performance.
Oh yeah, look, we made a few changes last week that we've sort of talked about for the last couple of weeks, and last week was the chance to do it, and those young guys have stepped up to the plate, so they're getting another crack today.
Did you see the improvements that you wanted? Obviously, I think there have been 3 straight losses. Did you see the improvements last week, year after?
Yeah, look, we've had lots of injuries. Not that it's excuses, but the young guys are actually starting to really play football and understand the game a little bit more, and that's what we've been looking for. So I think those guys stepped up last week, and that's sort of excited the older boys now to fire as well. So that's what we're looking for.
The reigning Auckland Player of the Year, Wairangi, returns to the squad. He wasn't here last time we called you. What does he bring to the team?
Oh, massive amount of experience there. A little bit of flair that we've probably been missing as well. So we pushed White to the back. He played halves last week, so he's looking forward to it. So, I can't wait to see what he's going to do today.
No Phil Kingy, but Jordan Tuare back into the team. I mean, how much does that help with your structure and the way you want to play an attack?
Oh, Jordan's our go-to guy in the halves. He controls the team really, really well. And it's a loss not having Phil there, but they've still got Cartier, who's played most of the halves this year as well, so we don't lose too much there. But yeah, to have Jordan back in and guiding the side around is, it's a massive thing to have back. Yeah.
I'm sure you probably caught the Point Chev live stream last week and had a little look at that. Impressions on Point Chevalier, and where do you think you can get them?
Oh, look, I think we just got to focus on what we do well rather than what they do well. But if we're going to go anywhere, probably looking at their edges. They're tough through the middle, big forward pack. And saying that, we've got a solid forward pack ourselves, and we probably play better through the middle. So, to go to the edges and try and score down there is probably going to be the best place for us.
Sitting, I guess, not where you want to on the ladder, and with a few weeks to go, are you looking at it as pretty well must-win territory now from here on in?
Yeah, playing our grand final today. Yeah, simple as that.
All right, awesome. BJ, thanks for joining us, and all the very best today.
Nice. Thanks, Corey. Bye.
Joining me now, Fale, head coach of the Point Chevalier Pirates. Well, Fale, a convincing win last week against a fellow top 5 side. What did you take away from that match against Otahu?
Oh no, it was good. We've been building towards that for the last the 2 weeks previous to that. But still, it was only for 40 minutes. That was pretty good. So, yeah, big work on this week, is trying to put that 80 minutes together instead of just 40, 45. So, yeah.
One thing that was noticeable, your spine really stood up, and in particular, Bo Court's bringing plenty at the back. How have you been impressed with the way those, skill positions have been going so far this year?
Yeah, no, very, very lucky. We've got some pretty handy players in those areas. With Kari and Uppy leading in the halves. But, yeah, having Bo, he's a special athlete. So, yeah, he's slowly getting there. And I think today you'll see a bit more magic coming out of him today.
Leifahapulu as well comes into the squad after obviously returning from Australia. Brings a pretty unique skill set. Does the game plan sort of change with him in the side, or does he just complement what you're already doing?
Yeah, no, he brings a lot of experience, but no, at the end of the day, he's still got to do what we've been doing as an environment before he came. But yeah, no, of course he's added a lot. As you saw last week, that heads up football that's played in front. He's good at that. So yeah, he's got the role of doing that today again.
Obviously, jump up to second on the ladder given the results last week. Are you worried at all about where you finish on the ladder, or are you just focusing on the performances right now?
Oh no, we're not worried at all, Corey. Every game's with shortened seasons a must win. So for us, it's just trying to get better every week, and Glenora's going to be a good challenge today. So we get the 2 points today. We're not even thinking about what's to come. We're just focused on what's ahead of us today.
And what are you expecting from Glenora? They're obviously going to be pretty desperate. It's almost must-win territory for them. So what are you expecting from the Bears?
Oh, look, every team will go through their highs and lows, and but we're not going to underestimate them. They're a very experienced side, from the middles right to the edges. So, look, they'll be here to play football, and we've trained accordingly to that this week. So, all the spectators have turned up. I think they're going to be in for a good game today.
Tavita Latu brings up 150 Premier games for the Pirates today. I'm told he's the first Point Chevalier player to do it. Give us a few words on how you found Tavita in your time at the club.
Oh, I think with Veets, he's a very special person to us. But like for me, just over the years, just seeing the time that he gives back to the young ones at the club and also at trainings, just awesome. It's just testament of of what he's made of and what he's all about. But one of those players that are very hard to get. And we're very lucky to have him.
Awesome, Fale. Thanks for joining us, and all the very best today.
Cheers. Thanks, Corey.
So welcome back, rugby league fans, and privileged to be able to sit here with Carl Gribble, chairman of the Point Chevalier Pirates. And Carl, first off, COVID-19 season, I've asked all of the chairmen that I've been lucky to sit with, all the chairpersons, how's that affected the club and how have you managed to deal with it?
I guess just senior players, some of them have got to go and work now rather than play footy, especially in reserve grade. It's affected us. Some of the kids' grades, but overall we've got a good schoolboy chairperson, and she's rallied around and got some good numbers.
Awesome, mate. With all things, that every club needs, especially at grassroots, good, strong volunteers and, good people around you. Sponsorships, has it been hard to maintain them, to keep them? And more importantly, if there was an opportunity for a sponsor to come on, who would they need to contact and how would they go about that?
Definitely looking for more sponsors. It's always good, Troy. Thanks for that. And contact me and or the club, and we'll take anyone on board. But I guess our sponsors, we want to, now talking about sponsors, thank our sponsors that have stuck with us, especially through COVID. But since day dot, Vortex, Dale ITM, Mondial Freight, Greyland Tavern, North and South Trust, Giles Carpenter, new one, Wapiti Sports Bar, Blue Sky Trust, Waterview Laundromat, 09 Customs, Titan Developments, Voodoo, and Wakalahi Construction. So thank you for that, Troy. And thanks to all our sponsors who have stuck with us and come on board this year as well.
Yeah, so I heard Joel's Carpet. So Joel's family is obviously, rich in tradition around rugby league. Good to see the backing of local boys.
Yeah, it's good to get him back. He's been with the Masters and that, but for him to come on board with the Prems and sponsor, it's been a big help.
Awesome. Now a little bit around, Corey touched on it with the head coach today, Tavita Latu, 150 games for the Point Chevalier Pirates. It's a milestone for the club and also the first time that a player's been able to achieve that. Can you give us a bit of a backstory on Tavita and what he means to you and what he means to the club?
Yeah, 150 first player to do that in the club. I checked that with our historians, our old people at the club. It's big, Tavita doesn't want a big deal. He's a humble sort of person, just loves playing footy. He's been great with the young ones coming through, and he just looks after his body. He does all his training, does everything in off season, and he's just, to us, to me personally, had a lot of time for Vita, and I appreciate him, what he's done for our club. And I thought last year was his last year. Maybe this year might be his last year. Maybe
Might be next year.
Yeah, looking at him, he could go to 200. So he's great.
And just on Tavita, how long ago did he start with the club, and when did he join the Pirates?
Yeah, back when we came through to the Fox, he came over. Might have even been the Shaman Cup. So he's been here, but he looks after himself so well that he doesn't really get injured. That's why he's been able to get through all those games. Especially someone in the middle tackles as hard as him. Maybe tackles a bit high sometimes, but he's been good this year. He's worked hard.
And also now to the Pirates' performance for the year of 2020. It's a short season. Every game counts. What's your thoughts? What's your sort of your view on how well the Pirates have tracked, and are they meeting your expectation?
Yeah, definitely. Last year was a tough year. It wasn't, we hurt. We had to go back and look at where we went wrong. And this year they're tracking really well and meeting our expectations, absolutely. But it's still 4 tough games. We've got a tough finish this week with Glenora. They're wanting to win. Then we go North Coast Territory and a hard one to finish with Mount Albert. So we're going to have to play real well in all those to try and stay up there. But at the moment, we're going well, and hopefully we'll continue.
Awesome. Look, we just heard the siren go off in the background with the reserves match. I want to thank you on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League hosting us today down here at Pirates Town. And ladies and gentlemen, don't go too far away. We're getting ready for kick-off here as we're getting set for the big build-up, for the big clash, 2:30 Walker Park, Glenora Bears up against the Point Chevalier Pirates.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into a sunny Walker Park for today's SAS Fox Memorial Premiership clash between the Point Chevalier Pirates and the Glenora Bears. Corey Rosser joined in commentary by Troy Hardy, who will be in the booth soon as he goes through making the finishing touches on a couple of things. We'll have a little bit of a different build-up today to Edelatu celebrating his 150th game. There'll be a little guard of honour for him as he walks out, but in the meantime, we will talk through some of the results and happenings from around the league and cover off the women's competition and, of course, the two men's competitions as well. So results from last week in the Fairleigh Photos Women's Championship. Te Aratu big winners, 86-6 over Glenora. Manukau getting up 28-20 over Pukekohe, and Otahu getting up 30 points to 16 over the Otara Scorpions. And results and I should say games in that division this week. All games on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Otahu are at home to Pukekohe, Te Aratu at home to the Otara Scorpions, and the Manukau Magpies at home to Glenora. Moving to the Premier Grade and results last week, Manuary were big winners, 58-0 over the Mount Albert Lions. Mount Albert doing it really, really tough this year with a young team, and Manurewa looking very much like competition favourites right now, travelling very nicely as we approach the business end. Papakura get up for their second victory this year over Richmond, 26 points to 12. A good result there for the Papakura side, who also looking fairly strong right now in terms of defending that crown. Games on this weekend, and again Sunday 2:30 p.m. in the Fairleigh Photos Women's Premiership. Manurewa are at home to Papakura at Mountford Park, and Ponsonby at home to Mount Albert. At Victoria Park, Richmond have the bye this week. The Fox Championship, there were, of course, no games last week. It was a bye round, so no point in recapping there, but we'll run you through the draw and what is to come today. All games happening at 2:30 p.m. at grounds around Auckland. Top of the table, Manukau are at home to Papatoetoe at Moyle Park. A bit of a local derby there. Waitamata, they host the Ellerslie Eagles. It's pretty much must-win territory right now for the Ellerslie Eagles. Hibiscus Coast are at home. They've been really impressive after, I guess, a bit of a slow start to the season, a bit of a mid-season resurgence from the Raiders. They're at home to the Otara Scorpions at Stanmore Bay. And the Pakaranga Jaguars at home to Manurewa at Te Rakau Park. Moving our attention to the First Division. Results from last week, our live stream game, it was 38-10, a convincing win for the Point Chevalier Pirates over the Otahu Leopards. Mount Albert get up 22-12 over Northcote. This was a big, big game. It means Mount Albert go top of the table. It bumps Northcote down to third with Point Chevalier going second, but also for Mount Albert means they retain the Root Rooster. They also won the Zay Wallace Memorial Cup. That's the cup commemorating the young halfback Zay Wallace, who played for both Mount Albert and Northcote, tragically passed away last year. So really nice to have a cup named in Zay's honour. Mount Albert picked that one up, as well as the valuable 2 competition points and the Root Rooster. Glenora back to winning ways after 3 straight losses, 30-20 over Te Aratu in the West Auckland Derby. Howick, big winners. They scored 42 points in the first half alone, ended up winning 48-8 over the Bayroscal Vikings. Richmond did it easy against Papakura, 48-10. And the Maris Saints, 32 points to 24 over the Mangere East Hawks, who put in a real fight there despite not having a victory to their name yet. Mangere East really hung into that game and made Marist work all the way. Games on today in that competition outside of our live stream game here at Walker Park. Bayroscal are at home to the Otahu Leopards at Blockhouse Bay Reserve. Richmond take on Mangere East at Greyland Park. Te Aratu at home to Northcote. Marist take on the Mount Albert Lions. Bit of a central Auckland derby there. That one's at Murray Halberg Park. Paparoa Park sees the Howick Hornets take on the Papakura Sea Eagles. Again, all of those games on at 2:30 p.m. at grounds around Auckland. And if you are tuning in from one of those games, thank you for tuning in and, of course, supporting Grassroots Rugby League. It's a lovely day it's ended up being to be out there at the grounds. A great day for footy, and certainly at Walker Park after a bit of early rain, it's fined up nicely. All right, we're going to bring up the ladders now, and we're going to start with the Fairleigh Photos Women's Competitions and the Championship. And at the top, it is the undefeated Otahu Leopards. Come down from the First Division this year and looking very, very good to make the grand final in that one. They're travelling nicely right now. Otahu still got some real talents in there. Great to see Leah Wetihira back for the Leopards this past weekend as well. Te Aratu nestled in just behind. Their only loss coming to Otahu, and then it's the Otara Scorpions, Manukau Magpies, Glenora Bears, and at the bottom the Pukekohe Panthers playing in their Pukekohe Pythons, I should say, playing in their first year in the championship competition. Moving now to the Fairly Photos Women's Premiership. At the top it is Manurewa and Papakura. They're only separated on points differential right now, both sitting on 10 competition points, but the Marlins with the superior for and against right now. Ponsonby Ponies just in behind. What a year it's been for Ponsonby so far under Dion Briggs. This team only new to the first division last year and doing really, really well this year. Got some wonderful players on board, which of course helps. And Richmond, grand finalists last year, but they find themselves in a bit of a precarious position in 4th position right now. And then the Mount Albert Lions at the bottom, they're only 2 points coming from the bye so far. Moving now to the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. And that ladder remains unchanged from last week. Obviously we've got the women's ladder back up there now, so apologies for the technical glitch there. There we go. Manukau it is at the top, undefeated. The Otara Scorpions nestled in just behind Pakuranga and Manurewa. Hibiscus Coast right in the mix for a top 4 finish, and as I mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, pretty much must-win territory now for the likes of Ellerslie, Papatoetoe and Waitemata. So you would think we'd probably have a couple of teams out of the running for the playoffs by the end of this weekend, should they fail to pick up wins. Moving now to the first division, the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership, and a new head at the table. It is the Mount Albert Lions who have assumed the outright competition lead after beating Northcote last week. They're 1 point ahead of Point Chevalier, who currently hold a differential advantage over Northcote. That's what's got them in second. Northcote going from 1st to 3rd with that loss last weekend. 3 points back, it's Otahu, and then a further point back, it's Richmond, who after a slow start have come good and are right in the mix for a playoff spot. Remembering 5 teams go through the playoffs this year rather than the usual 4. Due to the readjusted competition as part of the COVID-19 return to play. Marist Saints right in the mix as well, tied on points with Richmond right now. They've got a couple of big games coming up this week, and in the next couple of weeks I should say, none more so than this week when they take on top of the table Mount Albert. And the chasing group, well, it's so important for Glenora to start picking up points from here. They are already 2 points back from the finals positions, sitting on 6 competition points, along with the defending champions, the Howard Cornets. It's in Te Aratu and Bay Rail School on 4 points. Papakura on 2, and at the bottom of the ladder, the Mangere East Hawks yet to pick up a victory so far. But as I said, pretty admirable in defeat last week. Took them all the way. It was a really good performance from the Mangere East Hawks. So that's how things look as we approach kickoff here for today's match. And the guard of honour is for Te Latu, who will play game number 150. He is the first ever Point Chevalier player to do this at Premier level. So on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League, well done to Latu. Of course, had a pretty long career in professional rugby league. Spent 2003 to 2006 in the NRL with the 3 seasons with the Warriors and Cronulla Sharks. He spent 2006. Then had a really good time over at Wakefield. Was there from 2006 till 2010 with the Wakefield Trinity Club, and of course represented both New Zealand and Tonga at test level. 1 test for the Kiwis in 2014 and 5 tests for Tonga spread across 2008 to 2010. Appeared at the Rugby League World Cup that year for Tonga as well. So well done to Latu. Huge effort to bring up 150 games, and by my count, 39 years of age now. Te Latu still going strong. This may be his last year, but speaking to Carl Gribble pre-match, he said wouldn't be surprised if he goes around again. Looks after his body really well, Te Latu. So we can see Point Chevalier just breaking from there. Huddle now Glenora have already made their way to halfway. So out they come, led by Te Latu, running out for game number 150 for Point Chevalier at Premier level. Pretty well been with them right through their meteoric rise to become First Division heavyweights. Played in 6 straight Fox Memorial Grand Finals and has 4 titles to his name, hunting number 5 this year. So Tavita Latu being presented with the game ball as well. Troy Hardy from the Auckland Rugby League, who's about to come back to the commentary box now. So there we go. We'll run you through the team list now and how they will take the field today and what shapes is a huge match in the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership. And the 2 teams will be fairly well as named on screen. So we wait for the list to come up. Bo Courts is the fullback for Point Chevalier. Susumia and Tomavavi are the wingers. Whaapito and Ledger are in the centres. Apori, Pukitapu and Piwhairangi the halves. The front row is a good one. Michael Key and Patrick Sipley. Philip Makatoa will add plenty of punch in the back row. Tavita Latu, Kitiona Pasini on the bench. And for the Glenora Bears, Plemasiaki is out. Wairangi will revert to fullback. Jordan Tore will be joined in the halves by Cartier Ioka. The front row, Kavaliku, Ueli, Really Buchanan will be one of the key forwards in the back row there. Watch for Coma Sampson as well. And, of course, the co-captain, Chase Bernard, coming off the bench. He will add plenty. So there you go. There's how the 2 teams will line up to take the field today. And as I mentioned, what shapes is such an important game here in round 8 of the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Looks like it's going to be Point Chevalier kicking off. And Glenora will run it back towards the changing room end here at Walker Park. Plenty of rain this morning, but the field's held together beautifully. And the sun is out now. It should be a really good game of rugby league today between 2 top-class teams. Now going to welcome in my commentary partner for the first time today, Troy Hardy. Welcome to the booth. You've been out there presenting Tavita Latu with the game ball. It's got that kind of feeling today. It's going to be a big game.
Yeah, good to be here, Corey. Always great to be sitting side along my little curly-headed fella as we get ready for the kickoff. And yeah, I think big day for the club, big day for Tavita Latu down here as we get ready for the ball being strike, and we're off and running. Welcome into the Fox match today, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you enjoy the action.
Round 8 of the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership, and it is Glenora with first use of the football. This Bears team desperately hunting a win today, and we'll talk to, I guess, the situation they find themselves in on the ladder. There's no real panic when you speak to BJ Hewitt. He knows they've got the talent to get it done, but that ladder getting awfully congested as we approach the business end of the ladder. That's Kavaliku now, carting that ball forward. Wairangi, what a guy he is to have back as well. It's a very handy in for them as Tippins looks to his left, goes to Really Buchanan.
10, 14 up, all the way right side.
Tavita centralises. Yoka, shuffle play on. This is Utah Yoka. Ball pops out the back but is maintained. An awkward kick across. Ture now on the football. So unorthodox from Glenora to start the match, and in the end they stab a kick in behind, which is cleaned up by Bo Courts and brings it back. He was excellent last week, Bo Courts, in the game we called for Point Chevalier, really adding some energy at the back, set up a lovely try with a flick pass as well. He's on fine touch, Bo Courts, after time spent over in Australia. So Latu bumping the ball forward now is Michael Key. Piwhairangi. Back through the middle now, working Point Chevalier. This forward pack of theirs is really where they do their damage. Those bookends in particular. Piwhairangi gets some pretty heavy pressure, but Wairangi back to retrieve the ball and brings it back with interest as well. So tidy first sets from both teams. Point Chevalier, I dare say, a little more organised in their first use of the football. A little more structured to what they were doing, but both teams finishing in good positions early on. Tippins. And our first penalty of the game, referee Elliott catches them inside the 10. So the ball put down into touch, and Glenora get a nice little opportunity here to perhaps register first points.
Yeah, it was a great kick for touch there, and as you've rightly said, Corey, Bears are prowling up in the Point Chevalier area as they're getting ready now for set play from the penalty tap. Let's see what they've got.
Tore to Kavaliku. Kavaliku bumping that ball forward. Tippins looking out to his right. Goes through the middle to Sampson, who then links with Bernard. Bernard wrestled to the ground in front of the SAS uprights. Just over 2.5 gone. Sampson to the line, goes back door, Tore. Really Buchanan set upon quickly by his opposite number, Sulla. We'll run around to Kavaliku. Tippins, short to Sampson. Sampson charging towards the line. Of course, a former Point Chevalier Pirate himself. Spent time with Mount Albert as well. Tippins thinks a little kick in behind. Oh, clever. Clever stuff, Zach Tippins. Jordan Torde read it beautifully, and it is the Glenora Bears who strike first. Around about 4 minutes gone here. Our clock a little bit slow to start today, but the Bears on the board. It's 4-0 early.
And as we wait for the SAS Sporting action replay, just real clinical play here by the Bears. Off the back of a nice little penalty, and we sort of just caught the back end of the try being scored there. But, you know, there were no mistakes. They got up here really well, Corey. They got into the strike position, and very smart play. Nice little dab through on the ball, and all over it, 4 points. So, good to see the Bears start in the right, correct fashion.
Speaking of the Bears, they come into this one in 7th position. Only 3 wins to their name so far. It is almost must-win territory for them. No room to procrastinate at this stage. And BJ Hewitt alluded to that. He said we're in pretty much grand final territory now. Every game is a grand final now. Off to the best possible start so far. Flags go up. It's 6-0 early. Advantage Glenora Bears. Point Chevalier, they got off to a roaring start last week against Otahu. There will be no panic in this team. Plenty of experience there.
Yeah, and I think they spoke about that with you on the build-up to last week's match. They wanted to start the game. They felt that during the season they hadn't started as fast and as hard as what they would have liked. And I dare say that this is probably not the start that they were looking for.
Just as we wait for play to resume, a little shout out to my mate Riley Keatley, who's watching down there in Te Araha at Austin's Bar and Bistro. Shout out to my mum as well, tuning in as always. So the Bears back on the football. Tippins goes to Utah Yoka. Good contact from Sipley. Getting up in the face. What value he's added since returning, Patrick Sipley. One of the best domestic players in New Zealand by my view. Kavaliku sizing them up and driving those legs. Tippins. Yoka will get to his kick under pressure. Taken nicely there by Oli Tormavavi. So now the Pirates with a chance to work it out. Oli Tormavavi back from time in Australia. As we called him here a couple of years ago. Maybe in one of his first Fox games, and was man of the match that day as Point Chevalier now get a pressure relieving penalty. Chance to kick out of their own end as we tick over 6 minutes. So the kick into touch. Ledger, tap and get us back underway. back after serving his 2 weeks in quarantine. Francis Ledger, who's over in Australia, I think doing a bit of work for Warriors TV over there. Latu to Sipley. Sipley, little swerve at the line. Pulu to Michael Key. Point Chevalier now attack down the right-hand side. Beau Courts with a little shimmy at the line. The attack stymied by that rushing Glenora defence. Latu, Piwhairangi. They'll dribble the kick in behind, but Wairangi, Johnny on the spot, shakes out of the first one. A couple of nice kick returns already and earns the penalty there. Nice work from Wairangi, the reigning Auckland Player of the Year. Missed the first part of the season, out injured, but adds plenty today. He was initially named to play in the number 7 jersey before Palima Siaki pulled out. Back in the familiar number 1 jersey today, and a strong start to the game.
Yeah, extremely good to have a man of that calibre in your last line of defence. And he's still talking to his team, load of communication there. And also Phil Kingy's running the water today for the boys. And I dare say he'll be having a few pieces of communication in everybody's ear out there on the field as well.
Kavaliku. 5 short of halfway now, the Bears hunting their second lot of points as the game ticks over 8 minutes. Torre. Really Buchanan rushed. The ball away down the left-hand side. This is Simon Law Falialo, the former Marist Saint. Torre becomes the makeshift dummy half. Really Buchanan, he's had a couple of tough carries already. The Glenora co-captain. Someone's lost a boot there, which has been thrown into the back play. Torre stabs a kick in behind, takes a dangerous little deflection. Now Wairangi is on the ball, but this is going to be called back, and this will be a Pirates ball, I would think. So point Chev ball. Sam Fa'apito gets the set started for the Pirates. Sipley. Latu. They come back infield to Philip Makatoa. Latu swings it out the back. Piwhairangi drives a kick long. That's a heck of a kick from Api Piwhairangi. Takes a nice bounce from a Glenora point of view. Otherwise, I think that was going to be a 40-20. Wairangi then picked up and driven backwards. Fa'apito leading the kick chase for the Pirates. What a game we got building here. You can just see the quality and the desperation in both of these two teams. Glenora knowing that at any stage it could be their last chance to climb back inside the top 8. Top 5, I should say. And for the Point Chevalier Pirates, they got their eyes on first place, no doubt. A couple of hard games coming up to finish the season. I think they play both Northcote and Mount Albert yet, as Oli Tumavavi does well to limit Phoenix Paiu. Utah Yoka, the former Calston boy. Balls come loose. Loose carry is the call, and I think he's got it exactly right there, Anthony Elliott. So Point Chev back on the ball. Latu will go to Piwhairangi. Salah. Taken down 35 out from the line. 11 and a bit gone. It is the Glenora Bears who lead 6 points to 0. Off the back fence goes Key. Michael Key. Put backwards by Sampson and Zach Tippins. Courts. Ragdolled by Karia Yoka. Levahapulu. Latu on the last. They shuffle play on, they go backdoor to Courts. Courts now summon up his options. A try in the corner for Tomavavi. We wait for confirmation. Elliott points to the spot. Point Chevalier are on the board, and what a finish from Oli Tomavavi in the corner. Bo Courts summed it up beautifully. 6 points to 4, kick to come.
And catching the SAS Sporting Action replay here, we can see it shifting to the left-hand side. Magpie flying out of the way as the big boys are coming through the back line. And just summed this up well. Nice little pass, got it to the outside man, and try time, 4 points. And a big shout out there to Pete's in goal filming there. Bringing the action as close to you as we can here at Walker Park today. And of course our live stream partner CTAS, who are with us week in and week out, Corey. And don't they love our company? Well, mine, not sure about yours.
We'll run with that. So Cody Pori Pukitapu to attempt the conversion from no more than half a metre inside the touchline. Strikes it. Looks good. Faded away at the end, but it's all good. Flags are up. Ortex, Point Chevalier, Pirates 6. West Auckland, Brick and Block, Glenora Bears 6. 14 gone here in round 8 of the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Nice little hit back there from the Pirates.
Yeah, good to see it's a 6-all ball game, Corey, and sorry about all the production chat you could hear in the background there, but, you know, we're getting very excited with Pete's in goal action camera, and, of course, the CTAS boys upstairs as we try to bring you the best possible coverage that we can here at the ARL TV. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, if you're after the replays, you'll find them at ARL TV up online, YouTube channel. Get to that through aucklandleague.co.nz.
Back into it we go. Off the back fence, Michael Key. Oh, that was huge. Suape Kavaliku's down. We're going to have to stop the game here. I hope Suape's all right. That didn't look great. And that's not what you want to see. Get a second look at it here. It was a huge carry from Michael Key. Kavaliku, oh, it's head on head there. Yep, and Suape goes straight for the head, so we may have a lengthy stoppage here. Suape is back up on his knees at least, but not what we want to see from a great stalwart of the game. Got the medical staff on the field now. You can see both teams showing immediate concern for Suape there. That was one of the biggest collisions we've seen in a while.
Not just outside of the actual first up contact, it was, you know, big Suape hitting the ground. I think the ricochet of the head coming off the deck. And, you know, he's such a wonderful guy. He's a big character. And it'll take a lot to knock him around. But he's up on his feet. That's the main thing.
And lovely touch there, Michael Key just coming up and acknowledging it. There was nothing in that one. Just good, hard rugby league. These things happen from time to time. Unfortunately, Suape straight off the field with the trainer, and we prepare to get back underway. So they lose a key big man early here, Glenora. Let's see how they bounce back Now fairly well stocked in the middle. Young Caleb Ueli comes onto the field. He's been super impressive again this year, Caleb Ueli. Latu gets the offload away. Now Latu crabs across field. Was that obstruction? Managed to avoid it. That was a near thing there for the Pirates. Tavita smart to pull up as he did. Levahapuli with a change of direction. 5 metres into attacking territory now. 16 minutes gone. We're locked up at 6 points apiece. They get to the kick here, the Pirates. Wairangi again positioned perfectly to bring that one in. Taken down by the enthusiastic kick chase of Point Chevalier. And we've got another player down on back play, do we? No, we're going to play it back off the mark. So the Bears now rucking it out via Kenneth Finotti, an Auckland under-19 representative last year. He was over in Australia trying his luck in Queensland before COVID-19 hit. As a result, back with the Glenora Bears. Caleb Ueli, good carry, shook out of the first contact, win again. Nice quick play the ball at the end of it as well. Tuare will kick from his 40. It'll be from inside. I think this will be a 40-20 from Jordan Tuare. What an effort from Jordan Tuare. We're not picking up the ref audio, so I can't confirm that it was the 40-20, but it looks that way.
He certainly marched them down that far. They've gone deep.
And yep, that's the way it's going to be. Point Chevalier getting their defensive line set. So what a play.
Bears back in the strike formation. Here they come.
Really Buchanan will burrow low for the first. Gets pretty close to the line as well. Tippins to Caleb Ueli. Ueli reaching out. Just short. Right up against the line here, Point Chevalier. 17 and a half gone. Ioka goes backdoor. Tuare, Rangi. They're chiming into the back line now, heading across the right-hand side of the field, but Paiu is dragged down. Finotti becomes the makeshift dummy half. A looping ball back to Wairangi, who avoided a shot from David Latu. Then taken down about 11 short of the line. Tippins to Bernard. Bernard goes backdoor. Tuare with some footwork. Pops an offload. Bernard. Hot potato stuff here from the Glenora Bears. There's players down everywhere as they look to avoid an obstruction there. Last now coming up for the visitors. Tippins. Ioka. With a little hot step, ball is spilt by Courts, bounce back infield. Now what are we going to have here? I think this will be a try to Glenora. Yes, it will. What about that? A great display of athleticism there. I think it was Phoenix Paiu who does incredibly well to knock this back in. Get a look at it here. Ioka stabs the kick through. It's an awkward one for Courts to take. And then from here, Paiu gets his hand to the ball here, knocks it back while in the field of play. And then on the spot, following in, Ioka. And from what we can see there, it's a great call, first of all, from the referee, and it's an awesome try.
The referee was Johnny on the spot. He couldn't have been in any better position. He was looking right at it. Players coming into view, and just each player inside, outside for the Glenora Bears were working hard to make that opportunity come to life. And you can see the 4 points on the board as we're waiting for the kick to come. Great opportunist try, and there was a lot of work that led up to that, Corey. You know, they, as I think you said during the main call, hot potato, they shifted from left to right, kept the ball alive, and, you know, a bit of a ricochet off that final kick, which created the opportunity. But, you know, to get there, they certainly had to have players coming through to work hard to get the ball back into play. Yeah,
of course, it all came off that brilliant 40-20 kick from Jordan Tuare as well.
Absolutely.
As we see the conversion,
Nice
which is good. West Auckland Brick and Block Glenora Bears 12, Ortex Point Chevalier Pirates 6. 20 minutes gone here in round 8 of the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership, and it is the visitors who lead this one right now. Ueli now bringing it back off the back fence.
Nice
Quickly
strong
trying
run.
to put a shot on was Kitiona Piscini, I think. His first taste of the day. Tippins to Bernard. A bit of footwork at the line there from Chase Bernard. Sampson. Good carry from Coma. Wesley Vicoso onto the field as well. Really Buchanan getting through the middle. Quick play the ball. Tippins now with front football. Goes to Ioka. Ioka goes to big brother Utah. Utah shakes out of the first one. They go again. It's a who's who of Kelston Boys High School talent on the field today. Because the Ioka family, one of the most famous names to come through. Wairangi now chasing through on a kick. Bo Courts does well to drag it in. But they've got him in goal here. Lovely work from Glenora. Played that one perfectly. And back-to-back sets coming up for the Bears, who all of a sudden starting to turn the screws.
Yeah, great execution. And they'll be looking to do this all day long if they can for the Glenora Bears. So, Point Chevalier having the reset now inside their in goal. As we wait for the droppy.
Ueli charged with the first carry.
Great run.
Shirt's half off by the end of it. That won't worry him. Sampson to Bernard. Look at these middles from Glenora. Really pumping through the yardage. Winning those tackles crucially. Sampson goes short at the line to Ueli. Ball comes loose and it breaks down for the Bears. Good defence, Point Chevalier, who now look to turn defence into attack straight away. 22 and a half gone. It's the Bears who lead 12 points to 6. Quick play of the ball, and Sam Fa'apito chews off a couple. Kationa Piscini. Look at this, already just 25 metres out from the line here. Point Chevalier with tackles still to play with. Piwhairangi crabbing, looking for a little half gap. Quick hands now. Cody on the football, still going. They can't make a tackle right now. Glenora quick hands out wide. Francis Ledger is over. Second try down the left-hand corridor. Second try of the game for Point Chevalier. 12 points to 10, kick to come, and it's Francis Ledger, the veteran centre, who hits back.
As we watch the SAS Sporting replay here, and just in-goal action here from young Pete, being really excited as the players are coming in on him. And then we managed to shift out to the left-hand edge. And we see Francis Ledger just creating enough strength to carry the defender through 4 points. And they went the length of the field in a very short amount of time there. And they're under a wee bit of pressure down the far end. So we wait for the kick to come. And what a beautiful day for rugby league it's turned out to be here at Walker Park today, Corey, considering what the weather was like first thing this morning.
Yeah, you're not wrong, and certainly the action on the field living up to it as well right now as we wait for the conversion attempt from an almost identical spot to the first one here for Cody Opori Pukitapu, and he played a key role in that try as well. That was a heck of a carry before getting the offload away, which eventually landed in the hands of Francis Ledger.
Like last time.
Great shot of the crowd there too. Lots of people down here at Walker Park today for this one.
Kick is better than good. It's perfect from the sideline. Tied ball game. Ortex, Point Chevalier Pirates 12. West Auckland, Brick and Block Glenora Bears 12. 25 and a half gone. Here in round 8 of the CTAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Our pleasure to be bringing you live and free coverage of New Zealand's best domestic rugby league. We've got two of the best going at it here. Of course, a storied rivalry in recent times between these two teams. Faced off in that epic grand final, which was won 6-0 against by Point Chevalier, I should say. Lowest scoring Fox grand final in history. So back underway we go. Bouncing ball, a difficult one to bring in. And it's Sulla who does it, fends away from the first. Fapito picks up out of dummy half, but is going nowhere that time. Zach Tippins, pound for pound, one of the best defenders in the Fox. The way he holds his own in the middle of the park. Levaha Pulu. And a penalty. Good effort there from Vaikoso, and earns his side what you presume will be a kick for touch here. Another chance to build pressure straight after points. Dream set after points here for the Pirates. Vaikoso with the first carry. Tippins and Ueli on hand to bring him down. Ball comes loose, strip is called. Another penalty coming up here for the Pirates. Now do they look to the sticks and look to take a 2-point lead? Or do you keep the foot on the accelerator here? Looks like it'll be the latter. Piscini. Dylan Tavita. Vaikoso. Slammed into the ground. 28 gone. The Pirates on the attack. Hunting their third try of the game. Gets the offload away. Spinning. Breaking tackles. And it is Dylan Tavita who scores Point Chevalier's third. Lovely little offload there. And then from that point on, it was just the desire of Dylan Tavita to get through what defence was left. Gives the Pirates the 16-12 lead as we approach the half-hour mark.
And they keep the ball alive here. And as you can see, they sort of really made this one look easy. They've gone down the full length of the park. And 4 points on. Nice and handy to the upright. And Pirates on screen there celebrating as we're waiting for the kick to come. As he starts to run in, right, you go back to your white shot.
So Opori Pukitapu. And misses this one, his easiest kick of the day. So score remains Ortex, Point Chevalier Pirates 16, West Auckland Brick and Block. Glenora Bears 12. 30 minutes gone here, and Point Chevalier hit the front for the first time today.
So we might be fortunate with young Corey and his connections around the Auckland region with a couple of updates at half-time and see how the other games are going down around town as we wait for the Bears to kick off. And they go deep. Nice carry. Strong carry of the football as they come back to the middles.
Pulu dumped on his back there, and I think that was the 5 for Point Chevalier. Pulu comes back through the middle, gets an offload away to Tavita. Tavita links with Beaucourts. Sala. Pifarangi. Looping kick over the top, which will have way too much on it. Out on the full. So the Bears back out to restart play from where the kick was taken. A chance now for them to make the most of some positive field positioning. So at the end of all that, I'm going to spill ball there. It was Edwin Amichuanai who was dumped on his back, but Point Chevalier create the error in the end. And straight away, just take away all that pressure that was potentially about to build. Ruby Buchanan wants a word with referee Elliott.
And there I was with some golden commentary and the mic wasn't on. Oh, there goes my Grammy.
So Point Chevalier feed the scrum. Fapito runs over the top of the first one. Still going, Sam Fapito. Great carry. And straight away, Point Chev are just 28 metres out from the line. What a way to start the set. Upuri Pukitapu shuffles play on. Tavita. Ball loose originally, but reeled in time, says referee Elliott. Pulu goes back door to Piwhairangi, and we've got an obstruction here. So play breaks down on an obstruction there. Let's see if we can get a look at that on the replay. As Pulu pleads his case, let's take a look here. You can see Pulu takes us to the line, and it may be just out of shot, and you can see there it's Sala that runs the incriminating line. So Glenora now kick for touch. 6 to play in the first half. Ueli, flat ball at the line, calls it forward from Point Chevalier. Ueli, another good carry. Hasn't had a bad one yet, Caleb. Takes them into opposition territory. Tippins goes to Ture. Ture shapes and goes back door to Rangi. Now quick hands out wide. This is Taumata, but the pass is called forward. It did look that way on the screen as well. So again, play breaks down on halfway. It's been a long time since Glenora enjoyed ball down this end of the park, Troy.
Yeah, and it's a rare error for them. You know, they've been handling the ball so well across the back line. That'll be one that they'll rue a little bit as they're ready for the scrum to pack back in. Good to see so many people out at the football today. Down here at Walker Park, both ends are looking pretty tidy with the amount of volume of fans, and I think a few in town just to see the 150 for Tavita.
Courts. Sala bumps the ball forward. They're 40 short of the line now. Point Chevalier hunting one more perhaps before the break. Tavita to Pulu. Tavita makes the most of a quick play of the ball and steals 15 metres before contact. Fighting for the quick play of the ball. Could have been a penalty there, but play on is the call. Courts, shuffles play on. Ledger summing it up. Ledger goes very close. What a tackle. I think it's Paiu who saves the day. Tomavavi swings the ball back. Then goes to Courts. Courts shuffles out of one, kicks in behind, and Tippins saves the day. What a play from Zach Tippins.
Nice tidy up and gets back into the field of play as well. Bears now on the grind.
Got to complete this set here, Glenora. Put themselves under all sorts of pressure. Kitiona Passini lines them up and does not miss. Looping ball over to Tuore. They're going to give the ball a bit of air here. Tomata needs to head back in field, does so. Back towards the middle where the Point Chevalier middle forwards are dishing out some punishment right now. Although a little too much that time. They get the penalty here, the Bears.
Yeah, cooler heads prevail. Phil King on the background there, just, giving the odd message to the boys as they peel off a few more metres as they head down towards Point Chevalier Pirates territory. And I think there's going to be a few sore bodies today, Corey. There's been some big hits. Here comes another.
Ueli. Tippins jumps out and links with Faimani. He is taken down on the weight of Pulu, with help as well from Nouvel McGreal. Tippins with a looping pass out of dummy half. Nice play across to the right-hand side from Glenora. But on hand to make a good tackle, or Puri Pukitapu. Tackle still up their sleeve here. Utah Yoka goes to younger brother Cartier. Cartier turns back into the inside and links with Mosesi Faimani. Tackle still to play with here. 9 metres to travel for the Bears. Tuore goes to the line. Straightens and plays in. Really Buchanan was thinking about the run around there. This is the last here for the Bears. Tuore kicks in behind. Oh, that's taken a horror deflection. It was actually kicked straight into the legs of the centre, I think. Let's see if we can catch the replay quickly there before play restarts. We'll get a look at it here. You can see Tuore. This was the play before. And then from here, Tuore dinks the kick in behind, and comes straight off the legs there of Simon Law Falialo. And Motor's dead. So Pirates back on the ball. That was big contact. Appeals from Point Chevalier, but nothing forthcoming as they ruck this ball forward now. Edwin Amichuenai. Courts to Pulu. Pulu offloads, it's messy. Glenora now back on the football. Could be the last set of the half now, and the Bears with perhaps one more chance. Utah Yoka. Balls come loose. Knock on the call, there's no strip in there.
Well, it's fortunate for the Pirates. They're just starting to build a wee bit of pressure there, Glenora Bears. And they've looked extremely sharp when they've been down this end of the field.
Siren goes in the background. We won't even get to the scrum, so we will go to the sheds with the Ortex Point Chevalier Pirates leading the West Auckland Brick and Block Glenora Bears 16 points to 12. A short break for us before we get underway with the second half action here from Walker Park.
And ladies and gentlemen, we've got the highlights package from last week's game, so do not drift off too far as we catch up on what went down last week with the edited highlights from the SAS Fox Memorial Round 7.
Latu. Good carry to the line, little second effort, waiting for confirmation. I think it's okay. Yes, it is. Latu. Nice inside ball. Bo Courts puts on the go step. Oh, peach of a flick pass to Ledger. Beautiful rugby league. Bo Courts, take your hat off. Francis Ledger is the man to score. Tap and go here at Tahu. Stowers organising the troops. Charged with the first carry. Vaifesi gets the offload away. Mikaeli, face ball, and goes CK. The Leopards hit back. A nice left side shift. Tavita bringing his forwards onto the football. They're into the SAS up right here. This is
Just
brutal rugby
whacking it
league.
into the middle.
Crashing the ball into the line. Pifairangi will try a different tact and he will get there. Api Pifairangi, taking the ground. Nice quick play of the ball. In fact, it's Sala to Talisa. Pifairangi will kick in behind. There's Pirates on the scene. Calipmore, beautiful. Darren Calipmore gets the ball. Tackle count firmly against them right now. Bo Courts looping ball over the top. Sam Fa'apito won't stop him from there. Bo Courts with another lovely piece of passing to Gavitt, to Courts. Bo Courts now running around like he's got spiders on him. Levahapulu fends off one. Levahapulu fends off another. Levahapulu will go all the way. The Pirates on the board for the first time in the second half, and it is Levahapulu. But before that, they've got more points on their mind. Michael Key will go very, very close. Latu. Run around, plays over the line, and despite their best efforts, they will not hold up Philip Makatoa from there. Oh, that was almost cruel. He was over the line, seemed to take an age, goes straight, shakes out of one like he's not even there, before eventually being not even taking the ground really. Low. That is well deserved from Nella Otakolo. This will be their last set, you would think, Otahu. They go short and the ball is put down. And the siren goes, and it is a big, big victory. It's the Ortex Point Chevalier Pirates 38. Roofcare Otahu Leopards 10. Stay with us, post-match interviews to come. Now joined by Api Pifairangi, co-captain of the Point Chevalier Pirates. Well, Api, we expected that this would be a pretty close game, but your first half was just outstanding.
Oh, the score doesn't really reflect the game, mate. That was probably our toughest game all year, and they really gave it to us, and especially in that second half, the grind was pretty tough. We're pretty happy we came away with the win today. Yeah.
That first half, it seemed like everything was going right. What was the talk at half-time?
Yeah, that's probably our best start all season. We've had pretty bad starts, and that was our big focus at training this week, is to do our jobs and start well and start fast and not give them the opportunity. So pretty happy with that today.
Toto Purcell now joining us. Well, Connor, not the result you wanted. The effort was certainly there, but in terms of execution, what was missing today?
Obviously our first half, I think that was 30 of their 40 points or so they got. Terrible start by us. I think first contact, hitting and sticking, and by the points we leak, obviously defense was a problem today.
The second half was a marked improvement though. Did you see the improvements that you discussed at halftime?
Yeah, definitely. We spoke about just the attitude thing, picking up the bit of aggression a bit more, controlled aggression, and just a bit more energy. Definitely showed. I think it was one try apiece or something like that in the second half, but yeah, first half was a bit, how you going?
All right, Connor, thanks for joining us. All the best for next week.